How to survive a narcissistic attack. One of the most terrible periods of my life was when my biological sister initiated a slander campaign against me about 2 decades ago. When I went no contact, my sister didn't give up. She propagated stories about me, tried to steal my customers, and told everyone who would listen that I was a liar, a whore, a slacker employee, and that I had wrecked her company. She attempted to persuade acquaintances that I was mentally sick and that I was cheating on my husband with an old friend at one time. It didn't matter that the majority of these folks had never heard of me. Her ego was in desperate need of healing. It was critical for her to keep the story under her control. She wanted to make sure everyone understood why I left working at her salon and stopped communicating with her. Her whole existence hinged on her seeming to be spotless. She was determined to triumph. She made up stories in order for her phony truth to win. The stain lingered for over 5 years. When a narcissist is afraid of public humiliation, he or she launches an all-out aggressive assault. They cleverly switch the aggressor and victim roles. They openly discuss their fictitious injuries with everyone who would listen to them. In a breathtaking show of audacity and cruelty, they will purposefully misrepresent their victim, and will use social media to disseminate their lies. When an offended narcissist launches a smear campaign, it's generally a hurricane. The narcissist gets so engrossed in damage management, in order to defend the fake image, that they begin to believe their own falsehoods. The narcissist is so dedicated to his truth that he may not even be aware of his falsehoods. A narcissist will never sleep peacefully at night. They'll try to burn their target, and anybody who stands in their way to the ground. The narcissist is an expert at impersonating a victim. The smear campaign is sometimes unknowingly aided by others who, at the narcissist's request, go after the victim. These people are known as flying monkeys in popular psychology. Outsiders may be confused as to who the true victim is as a result of smear operations. The narcissist is completely reliant on this. The majority of the flying monkeys they use are people who have never met the victim and were never there at the alleged wrongdoing by the narcissist. The narcissist is a master at exploiting others' flaws. They will feed a prospective henchman's ego and methodically prepare them to carry out their directives. It's all a game, after all. In an effort to convince their audience, the narcissist would employ phrases like smear campaign and survivor. Remember that they are smart predators who are extremely good at imitating real victims in order to maintain their false sense of innocence. Control is required by the narcissist. In all settings, the narcissist requires ultimate control. Control provides a safe haven for their wounded ego. The narcissist lacks impartiality, and they are not willing to risk the truth coming out and exposing their heinous crimes. Underneath the surface, the narcissist is plagued by intense guilt and a lack of self-awareness. They have a deep feeling of dread and loneliness that they cover under their phony image of grandeur. They are paralyzed by their fear of rejection. Getting through the smear campaign. You feel compelled to protect yourself. You want to undo all of the wrongdoing that has occurred behind your back. It's a normal and understandable desire. It will, however, do nothing. In certain situations, you may be able to take legal action to retaliate. If you can show that their falsehoods have harmed your livelihood and professional reputation, you may need to pursue legal action. The rest of us will have to battle our natural reactionary instincts. Your response will be a feast for the narcissist. This is exactly what they want. The narcissist becomes ecstatic when you debate your argument with the flying monkeys. Without even realizing it, you're fueling your smear campaign by energizing tails even more. The narc understands that as long as they can elicit responses from you, they can maintain power and control over you. You give the narcissist more ammo the more you push back and demonstrate your indignation at their horrible intentions. Your righteous rage tends to give credence to the narcissist's falsehoods. As they point their finger at you, the narcissist will be foaming at the mouth. You end up endorsing the narcissist's bogus narratives about you, rather than attempting to persuade anybody that you're being defamed by a narcissist's pathological wrath and jealousy. Silence and steadfastness sends a strong message to everyone involved. The narcissist knows that the dark magic they formerly had over you has been shattered by refusing to react. They've lost all control and authority. Those who hear the lies and slander will ultimately see the discrepancy between your dignity, calmness, and integrity and the narcissist's portrayal of you as a mentally sick, abusive monster. They may also be some who remain loyal to the narcissist, most likely narcissists themselves, and there is nothing that can be done about it. You're terrified because this isn't just some random stranger pursuing you. This smear is being spread by someone you used to care for or love. It's excruciating. All of this sounds terrifying, particularly if you're still suffering from emotional trauma. Nonetheless, you know the reality at the end of the day. The truth always comes out in the end. This may be of little consolation right now, but you may seek assistance from a coach or therapist. You're not on your own.